ज्योति स्टेनो टाइपिंग कॉलेज में आप सभी का स्वागत है बच्चों। ये है अनसीन डिक्टेशन नंबर 91। वेबसाइट पे इसको लगा दिया गया है। पहले इसको अच्छे से लिखें, फिर पढ़ें, फिर इसको टाइप कर दें। डिक्टेशन स्टार्ट आफ्टर 5 सेकेंड। सर, सम people even go to the extent of saying that there should be laissez-faire free trade and there should not be any government interference. This is one extreme view taken by a certain section of politicians and a certain section of public opinion in our country. Then there is another section which goes to the other extreme. That section says perhaps in this country there should be 100% control. There should be total monopoly and total control, and it is the rationing. The market mechanism should not be allowed to continue. I think these two extreme propositions are not going to solve our problems. For instance, regarding food grains, oil seeds, and sugar, to which I am mainly going to confine my observations. As far as food grains are concerned, I do not know whether it is the intention of the mover that there should be a complete ban on any transaction by the producer himself. Though monopoly procurement in principle appears to be very good, when we go into the details of the problem, we find certain difficulties. For instance, take the case of Punjab. We have been operating in Punjab and Haryana in the food grains market very effectively and on a massive scale for the last few years. As far as wheat arrivals are concerned in Punjab, we have been mopping up almost 98% of the market arrivals. We have been purchasing through public sector agencies or through cooperatives or state agencies. In Haryana, it is more or less 90% or so. Now, here, what are we supposed to do? Suppose we introduce monopoly procurement. Does it mean that we have to stop all market operations and whatever the farmer has to sell, he is not allowed to sell anywhere? It means there should be total monopoly procurement. In fact, the present system in Punjab and Haryana, where substantial surplus arrive in the market, is just close to monopoly procurement. I think if we bring in rigidity in this, it would create more problems than it would help us to solve. Then, sir, I would urge for consideration another set of examples. For example, Assam and Maharashtra. They have been following the system of monopoly procurement for the last few years. Our experience is that procurement has not come up very well in these states. It is not total monopoly as considered theoretically. Even in Maharashtra and Assam, under these conditions, producers have some freedom to sell some quantity in the villages. It is a sort of dual market system, even assuming that it is the system of monopoly procurement. It does not help us to mop up sufficient marketable surpluses because the procurement is from year to year and our experience is very sad. Procurement in Maharashtra and Assam over a number of years is practically stagnant. In fact, a number of direction distortions have developed there. Then there is the third category like Bihar. In Bihar, there are just no regulated markets. Sir, last year we had a very sad experience. I myself went to Bihar and I had consultations with the Bihar government. The Bihar government wanted us to set up over 150 centers for the purchase of wheat if we take over the wheat trade. We set up all this machinery because we were very sincere and we wanted to play a very effective role in the market operations. When we set up these centers, to our surprise, we found that nobody was coming to the market. Then we were told that there no system of bringing the marketable surpluses to the markets. Farmer sells it in the village itself. There are no regular markets. Therefore, there are different set of situations. I would sincerely submit for the consideration of the honorable member that if monopoly procurement meant evolving a system whereby substantial monopoly marketable surpluses come to the public sector agencies, I have no quarrel with him. But if it means prohibiting entirely even sales of produce in the villages, it means in substance introducing total rationing in the country, not only in urban areas but also in villages. That means government will have to take the responsibility of distributing food grains to the entire population of the country, which is not a very easy proposition. That means government will have to buy at a very high level of price if it is monopoly procurement. But if it means that the price is maintained at a low level, then again there will be a number of difficulties. Then producers will be dissatisfied and they will not cooperate. A number of illegal transactions will take place. It will be difficult to control millions of producers and tell them here is the law, you have no freedom to sell. It is all right on paper, but in practice, who is going to implement it? Therefore, we should really look at the problem not from the theoretical angle but look into the practical implications. We should understand the problem in its implications. For instance, there are countries in the world where some sort of monopoly procurement is there, but the situation are different. Take the instance of Canada. The Canadian Wheat Board purchases all the wheat produced in the country. There is a total monopoly as far as wheat purchases are concerned, but the context is different. Canada is a surplus producer of wheat and it is an exporting country. If the government does not intervene, prices will slump down and producers will suffer. Therefore, the government is intervening in the interest of the production and in the interest of protecting the producers. In Australia also, it is the same thing. It is an exporting country. If the government does not intervene, prices are likely to come down very much and the producer is likely to suffer, production is likely to suffer, and their exports are likely to suffer. That sort of situation does not exist in India, where situation is different. इस क्लास में इतना ही बच्चों, नमस्कार बच्चों।